He, as a pioneer, the great symbol of all things American is the cowboy. Tough, independent, roaming free. Who can forget that famous photo of Ronald Reagan dressed like a cowboy in his white Stetson, looking like the good guy, riding into the rescue, and long before he was a cowboy, though. Did you know he was a lifeguard? He, as a teenager, worked as a lifeguard on the Rock River in Illinois, his hometown and of Dixon, and it was in the heartland of America where he learned the heartland of America values. The day he was inaugurated, a radio announcer famously declared, "The Rock River flows for you tonight, Mr. President." Young Reagan rescued 77 people from drowning on that river, and he took great pride in that. And towards the end of his life, when his mind was very, very clouded with Alzheimer's, that's something that he still recalled clearly, though, saving those 77 lives. The image of the lifeguard should represent what Reagan was to America and to freedom-loving people really all around the world that looked to America as that shining city on a hill, looked to America as what could be emulated so that they too could seek and they could find freedom. He lifted our country up at a time when we were in the depths of malaise, economically and culturally and spiritually. We were told that the era of American greatness was over and that we should just accept it. With his relentless optimism, though, Reagan said no. He told us, we have every right to dream heroic dreams. Those who say that we are in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look. You just need to look around this great land. It was as if he held up a mirror to the American soul to remind us of our exceptionalism. Reagan went to Washington, but really was never of Washington. He always believed that he was just one of us, just an average, ordinary, pioneering American, not better than us, just one of us, and he was very, very honored to serve. He never convinced Washington to change. Instead, he forced it to change by bringing with him the clear and insistent voice of the American people. And he became our champion. He became our champion by appealing to our hope for a better future for our children. Today we see the bowing and the equivocating coming out of D.C., and we hear the worry in people's voices across this land, wondering where will the jobs be for our children and our grandchildren, wondering if the world will be safe and prosperous in the years to come. And we should remember Reagan's faith in our inherent heroism and greatness. He knew and he proudly, boldly proclaimed, we are one nation under God, and we can seek God's strength, his wisdom, his guidance in these tough times. So Greta, I would like to encourage our president to see people around the globe kind of looking at us in vain right now for leadership as we apologize for America's generosity and our prosperity. And Mr. President, we want leaders to remember Reagan's still spine. And we speak today of personality as foreign policy, but Ronald Reagan had a charming personality too, and his bright smile could disarm friends and enemies alike. But remember, folks, back then, our enemies, they feared us, and our friends, they could rely on us. His policy was more than just personality. It was conviction. Reagan understood our country's purpose. As his friend Margaret Thatcher had said, he sought to mend America's wounded spirit, to restore the strength of the free world, and to free the slaves of communism. And he so succeeded. He showed us that despite a deep recession, there could still be morning in America. He could speak to the economic troubles facing ordinary Americans because he understood what it was like to live through a Great Depression where families, remember, just scraped and scrapped to get by. And yet he saw us recover. He could speak to the concerns people had that our years as a superpower were over because he understood what it was like to see America at war and really fear that we might lose and what it would be that we would lose. And yet he saw us win our world wars. Reagan's belief in American greatness was rooted in historic fact, too. It wasn't just blind optimism. He was a sunny optimist because he knew the American soul. He knew that our future will be even brighter than our past and that our best days, really, they are yet to come. Today, we need another dose of that optimism and that common sense. We need to remember that young lifeguard who saved so many lives on the Rock River. We need more lifeguards. And here in this auditorium, even tonight in Denver, we have to believe that there are lifeguards right here. Those of you who will stand up and speak out for what you believe in and how you expect your government to represent you. This year, I believe, will be a turning point in our history, and we are so due an awakening. It is time for an awakening in America, and each one of us has a crucial role to play in this. This is our Valley Forge. This is our rendezvous with destiny. As we march forward, we need unity under our Constitution, which is our compass. We need to remember we are one nation under God. And if you remember tonight, folks, only one thing that I was able to touch on, I want you to remember that now more than ever, America needs you. America needs your voice. Please don't get discouraged and sit it out. Please don't let anyone ever tell you to sit down and shut up. The stakes are too high, friends. Like my dad always says, don't let them get you down. Don't retreat, just reload. Get back in the fight. Don't be discouraged. Remember that really our nation's hope doesn't lie in D.C. It lies in you. It lies in you because you will create that more perfect union that we are destined to become. It's true that we do have a lot of work in front of us before we get there, but we can get there because our vision for America is really grounded, it's rooted in time-tested truths, in the belief that the government that governs least governs best, and that the Constitution provides the path towards a more perfect union. And folks, our time-tested truth that only limited government can expand prosperity and opportunity for all, and that freedom is a God-given right, and freedom is worth fighting for. And folks, that America's finest, our men and women in uniform, they are a source for good throughout this world, and that's nothing to apologize for. Yes, we can know that our best days are yet to come because God shed His grace on thee. Let us remember that. You guys stand up and fight for what is right. And I thank you so much, Colorado, for being part of the solution here. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you, guys.